Coming up on 7:30, TSA is rolling out more tech at the Spokane airport, which means more people will have less contact with TSA. Coming up, how it could impact your wait time at the airport.
And there's going to be plenty of sunshine today, especially if you're way up high on the mountaintops. More sunshine this weekend, but strong winds will close out the weekend weather.
And this morning we want to hear from you. Vote in our live Twitter poll about a university requiring vaccines for students this fall.
Up with KREM begins now.
7:30 this morning. Welcome to Up with KREM. Good Friday morning. A great Friday to be a Zag fan because we're just days away from their big weekend matchup against Creighton in the Sweet 16. Tip-off is at Sunday at 11:10 a.m. It is the Zags' 6th straight season making it to the Sweet 16. You can watch that game live only on KREM 2. Also, before you watch the game, make sure you tune in for a special edition of KREM 2 News at 9 o'clock a.m. on Sunday. Dana Marie, I think it's like, just start the game already. We've been talking about it for days. I just want it to happen, you know?
I know. We've had a lot of lead up to it. We've spoken to players, former players. We're going to hear from them today as well. So everyone's at the edge of their seat. I can't wait.
Yeah, and of course, you know, we're all hoping that on Monday we can come back and be talking about their next game against whoever their next opponent is. But while we wait, that weather outside, Thomas, is going to be pretty nice to get us through it, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you might have spied on my 7-day that I have the Gonzaga logo for Sunday. I can't wait to push that to Tuesday following a win this upcoming weekend. But yeah, weather-wise, shaping up to be just so excellent out there. I love this shot that we have on the mountaintops. You ever wonder what the clouds look like from the top down? And there you go. I mean, that is just an awesome, awesome look. Though right now we're getting reports of some very patchy fog between Airway Heights and Deer Park. So the north side of town might also be getting a little bit of patchy fog. That should not last for very long, especially now that we're past sunrise. So even if those temperatures tick up by a couple degrees, we should be a-okay for the rest of the morning hours. But most of us sitting in the 30s, still just 28 degrees. So a very cold fog up in Deer Park as of this morning. But look at this, a whole lot of sunshine, especially for the afternoon hours. That's going to work wonders. We should be in the mid-50s for today, which is just a couple degrees above average now for late March, and we will take that. Warm for this weekend as well, but we have that next weather system that is poised to move into the Pacific Northwest for this upcoming Sunday. Yeah, a little bit of rain, but more importantly, this is going to be a big wind-making event for us. So coming up, I'm going to detail just how strong those winds will be, the implications for the inland Northwest, and just the time frame of that wind event that we are going to get for this weekend. So look for that in my full forecast in just a few minutes.
And speaking of spring and summer-like conditions, travel is going to be opening up for spring break as more people are getting to those airports. Now, we are going to see some new things with TSA checkpoints. So we're going to refamiliarize ourselves with airport etiquette and policies. So these additions look like TSA rolled out technology to reduce touch points in the screening process. The goal is to make the screening process safer. So here's what you should expect. First, when travelers approach the travel document checking podium, they will be asked to insert or scan their own photo identification. Now, this self-service unit eliminates the need to hand over photo ID and a boarding pass to a TSA officer and reduces potential cross-contamination.
These were already in the pipeline before the pandemic. We accelerated the rollout because we realized there was a real advantage.
So just put it right in that box there. It's like an ATM. Just the ID goes in right in here.
This self-service unit eliminates the need to hand over photo IDs and boarding passes. It also upgraded its carry-on baggage scanner. It now creates a 3D image of scanned items.
The CT scanner, it can take longer to resolve what the contents of that bag is, but if it's you're the traveler who doesn't need to get a bag check as a result, it really doesn't matter because you are the one who has less physical contact with the TSA.
Now, this allows a TSA officer to clear the contents of a bag for security threats without having to manually open it. And the best part, the 3D scanner allows you to keep your electronics in your bag. Currently, the new technology is only in some parts of the Spokane airport.
Coming up on 7:35 this morning, Spokane police are officially calling the fire at St. Charles Church and School an arson. Now they're asking for the public's help in identifying the man they believe set the fire.
That's right. Newly released video shows the suspect at 1:30 a.m. walking around the area, tearing up and burning a Bible. Now, take a look at this video on your screen right now. Pieces of the Bible were left on cars in the neighborhood. Police are asking for anyone with home security cameras to check them between 1 and 2 a.m. on March 18th. The fire heavily damaged the administrative offices of the church and forced the school to close.
A priest living on campus was woken up during that fire and pulled from the building to safety. Fortunately, no one was hurt. This morning, we want to let you know of 3 things you need to know about COVID-19 today, starting with number 1. Social distancing in Washington classrooms has been changed from 6 feet to 3 feet. That change follows guidance from Governor Jay Inslee, President Biden, and the CDC. School districts will now need to adjust their plans based on this new guidance. Spokane Public Schools and Central Valley leaders say their boards will have to assess the options and make a decision at a later date. Masks will still be required. Number 2, according to the Spokane Regional Health District, a variant of COVID-19 first detected in California was recently detected in the Spokane area. CDC has named it a variant of concern, and early research suggests it may be more infectious and could potentially cause more severe disease. Number 3, Rutgers University will require all students to be fully vaccinated for COVID-19 ahead of their fall 2021 semester. Students without access to on-campus facilities will not have to prove vaccination, and the students can request an exemption from the vaccine for medical or religious reasons. Rutgers and many other colleges and universities do already require students to have several different vaccinations before enrolling. Let's check in with Dana Marie to see what you at home think about this move.
Hi, Joshua. Well, the question of the morning we put on social media on Twitter is, do you agree with Rutgers and having students get vaccinated? So let's take a look at some of those results right now. 67.6% of you this morning are saying yes. 32.4% are saying no. Now, most of you have also texted us in saying yes, you do agree with Rutgers, that it is a really good way to keep kids and students safe, requiring that along with other vaccines as well. But of course, there are always 2 sides of this conversation. So 509-448-2000, let us know what you think, and we'll pull up your comments here on Up with KREM.
Well, coming up after the break, the 3rd stimulus checks are still going out to people across our region. This morning, we have more information about payments headed to people receiving Social Security. And if you looked in the sky last night, did you see this? Wow. Coming up a little later this morning, we're talking to a UW professor about what exactly that is and where it came from.
Wow is right. Maybe you should always keep your eyes to the sky. That's what I've been doing when it comes to our weather forecast, but we're going to see a lot more sunshine today. But this weekend could be a wild finish with some strong winds in the picture. A detailed look at that in your hour by hour forecast is all coming up next.